united in mind and voice for God's glory. 1. The call to unity and encouragement. Paul, in Romans 15 verses 5 to 6, emphasizes the importance of endurance, encouragement, and unity among believers. This unity is not a superficial agreement but a deep oneness modeled after Christ's mindset. Jesus lived in complete harmony with the Father's will, always seeking to glorify God. One of the hidden truths in this passage is that unity is not something we create on our own. It is a gift from God. The verse says, "May the God who gives endurance and encouragement give you," showing that unity is a divine enablement. Without God's grace, human pride and differences often divide us. 2. The power of unity, the Tower of Babel versus Pentecost. A fascinating contrast exists between Genesis 11, Tower of Babel, and Acts 2, Pentecost. In Genesis 11, humanity was united in language and purpose, but their goal was self-glorification. "Come, let us build ourselves a city, with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves." Genesis 11 verse 4. Because their unity was for pride, God confused their language and scattered them. However, in Acts 2, a different kind of unity emerged. At Pentecost, the Holy Spirit descended, and people from other nations heard the gospel in their languages. This time, unity was not for self-glory but to glorify God. Lesson. True unity is found not in human ambition but in glorifying God together. When we seek to lift ourselves up, division follows. But when we focus on Christ, the Holy Spirit aligns our hearts in one purpose. 3. Hezekiah and the Passover. One overlooked example of unity in the Old Testament is King Hezekiah's revival of Passover in 2 Chronicles 30. At that time, the people of Israel had drifted from God. Still, Hezekiah sent messengers to invite everyone, both from Judah and the remnants of Israel, to celebrate the Passover together. Many mocked the invitation, but some humbled themselves and came. The result? A powerful revival occurred. The entire assembly of Judah rejoiced, along with the priests and Levites and all who had assembled from Israel. Their prayer reached heaven, God's holy dwelling place. 2 Chronicles 30 verses 25 to 27. Lesson. Unity in worship brings revival. When believers focus on Christ rather than differences, God's presence manifests in a powerful way. 4. Jesus' prayer for oneness. Before his crucifixion, Jesus prayed for unity among believers, that they may be one as we are one, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. John 17 verse 21. This reveals a deep truth. Our unity is a testimony to the world. A divided church cannot effectively preach a unified gospel. When we walk in the same mindset as Christ, loving and serving each other, the world sees God's power at work. Romans 15 verses 5 to 6 is not just a call for agreement but an invitation to supernatural unity through Christ. This unity is a witness to the world, a source of strength in trials and a pathway to revival. Like Hezekiah's Passover, like Pentecost, and like Jesus' prayer, we are called to glorify God with one heart and voice.